If tradition were a spectator at Lady Statesman games, you'd have enough fans to fill Walter Sillars Coliseum 4 or 5 times over. Championships are expected here, and 5 national championship teams were part of the legacy that preceded the 91-92 squad. And at the start of the year, not many people thought they would live up to that legacy, but they did and started building one of their own. As practice opened October 15th, only one senior was on the floor, so Lloyd Clark's main goal was to get his ladies into that Lady Statesman frame of mind.
We want to be sure they get it right from the very beginning so we don't have to form a bad habit and go back and correct it. But, you know, we feel like we've got a talented group. We've got some very good young players, and we want them to get in the Delta State Lady Statesman style of basketball as quick as they can, and then they'll feel much easier about it.
And the ladies seemed to ease into Clark's plan pretty easily. They got through the pre-Gulf South Conference schedule with only 2 losses, both to Division I teams. And as they beat Livingston and Mississippi College in the first 2 conference games of the year at Sillars Coliseum, Coach Clark was happy, but not ecstatic. His girls weren't developing that so-called killer instinct.
You know, we talked about a little bit the other night about the killer instinct and the fact that we had a 13-point lead, and I felt like that really had we gone on and maybe played well the first 5-6 minutes of the second half, I thought, you know, we might could have done a little bit better.
Though they may not have killed a lot of teams, they mortally wounded most they came in contact with. The ladies finished the year at 24-3, losing only 1 game in the Gulf South Conference at West Georgia. And they would meet the Lady Braves in the finals of the GSC tournament right here at Sillars Coliseum. And to the shock of most, Delta State would be stunned by West Georgia in Sillars Coliseum, losing by 12 points. It was a loss that took the Gulf South Conference Tournament Championship away from the ladies. And in retrospect, it might be the best thing that happened to them, although it didn't seem so at the time.
Well, I would think it'd probably put them #1 in our region since they've beaten us 2 out of 3 times. And that's the way it should be. I have no problem with that, because any team that can beat you as soundly as they beat us tonight, they deserve to be #1 in our region.
True to his words, West Georgia would get the right to host the South Regional after upsetting Delta State, but the Lady Statesmen went to Carrollton with a new attitude and won convincingly over Florida International and the homestanding Lady Braves, securing the last and the loudest laugh.
It was really sweet, and I hate to say revenge, because we really don't try to play up the revenge motive, but, you know, they had made a few statements in the paper after the ball game about how they wanted to show us who the best defensive team was, and I think we probably had something to prove.
I had a big grin on my face when I left. I felt real good when I left. It felt real good to go in there and beat them and, you know, let them know who really was #1.
But there wasn't much time to celebrate that win, because Delta would have North Dakota coming to town, a big, strong team that was headed to the Mississippi Delta looking for some Southern hospitality.
We have to show them Southern hospitality, you know, but when it comes to time to play ball, you know, we're going to play ball.
Delta State had tradition on their side when they took the floor tonight. They had never lost a quarterfinal game at Sillars Coliseum, but the Lady Sioux had a strong inside game that helped them counter that tradition. Sherry Kleinsaucer with 11 of her team-high 19 points in the first half as they opened a 7-point lead. And when Shea Smurl hit a tray with 5 minutes left, it was a 10-point North Dakota lead. But Delta went on a 7-0 run to close the half, and it was a 3-point game at the intermission.
Yeah, I thought we played 15 minutes in the first half of very steady basketball. The last 5 minutes we didn't score, or somewhere in that area.
That was a vision of things to come for the Fighting Sioux. Lloyd Clark changed it to a full-court game in the second half, utilizing his team's superior speed and quickness to press, and it paid off great dividends. The Lady Statesmen forced North Dakota into 19 turnovers. Shalone Crocom's timely 3-pointers keeping the Lady Sioux out of reach. She had a game-high 19. Maria Wright's quick hands helped her to win the game's Most Outstanding Player award. LaTanya Patty chips in 17, and tonight the Deltons move into the Final Four with a 63-55 win.
Even though we weren't really getting into our offense, we were never that far down. We were still in striking distance, and you know, had we got our rhythm back, we'd have been in good shape. But give credit to Delta State, because, you know, they kept us out of our rhythm for all 20 minutes of the second half.
We really had no other choice but to go to our press, and we were able to make them turn it over, and we went out and played the passing lanes extremely hard, and we were able to win the ball game.
So the tradition of winning quarterfinal games at Sillars Coliseum holds true. Delta State with a hard-fought 63-55 win to advance to the Final Four for their third time in 4 years. In Cleveland, Chuck Stinson, Newswatch 6 Sports. Fargo, North Dakota would be the final stop for the Cinderellas in green. Defending national champion North Dakota State drawing the host bid. And Bentley would be the first game, a team that had run into Delta State in the 1990 National Championship, losing by 34 points. But the 31-0 Falcons figured they would have the upper hand on Delta this time since they were undefeated. They figured wrong. Latanya Patty's 20 points and a tenacious defensive effort by the Lady Statesmen vaulted them into the finals against homestanding North Dakota State and 7,100 hostile fans. Fans that were soon silenced by a team that was putting their heart in it.
We knew it was 1 in a million. It was such a long shot, but somehow we got here together. And who knows what will happen? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Keep getting better, and we keep on believing. When you put your heart in it, it can take you anywhere. Who's to say that we can't make it? It's the same dream that we share. When you put your heart in it, it can take you anywhere. This road was so long and winding. It was such a hard road, but we couldn't stop once we had started. We were always getting closer. Suddenly it happened. Suddenly it happened. Suddenly, a chance in a lifetime. Chance in a lifetime. Now we're gonna take it. We can make it. When you put your heart in it, it can take you anywhere. Who's to say that we can't make it? It's the same dream that we share. Keep on believing. Keep on believing. Keep on believing. When you put your heart in it.
But that's it. The Lady Statesmen and the cheerleaders have swarmed on the floor, and the Lady Statesmen have knocked off North Dakota State 65-63 in Fargo, North Dakota, and the Lady Statesmen win the ball game by 2. 65-63, Delta State has won the Division II National Championship.
So it ends in another national championship for the Lady Statesmen. They're 6th overall and 3rd in the last 4 years. And with everybody back, with the exception of senior Amy Carroll, you'd have to say that the future is pretty bright around Sillars Coliseum. Congratulations, Coach Clark, and to the ladies. And as we leave you, we'll take one last look at the ladies that made this championship dream happen.
we knew it was 1 in a million. It was such a long shot, but somehow we got here together. And who knows what will happen? Anything can happen.